So we've all had those pork and beans, you know, the shit that comes out of a can. But today we're gonna take it to the next level. We're gonna kick it up a few notches by making our own pork chops and baked beans in the oven. It's gonna take about half an hour or so from start to finish, and it is gonna be absolutely devastatingly delicious. So, first things first, we're gonna preheat our oven. We're gonna go in hot and heavy. We're gonna do about 425 degrees Fahrenheit or about 220 degrees Celsius. Get that off and going. The next thing, I'm gonna do everything in a round stainless steel pan. I'm just gonna throw everything here and just let that go and do its thing and preheat. Here, I've got some gorgeous, lovely bone-in pork chops that we're gonna season up. And very simply, I'm gonna use a little bit of allspice. Pork and allspice go really well together. And just pat this around just like that. It's gonna give such a beautiful, earthy flavor. Flip these over. Actually, before I flip them over, I'm gonna do a little bit of pepper. Just like that. A little bit of salt. Just season it everywhere. We're going to continue to season it up anyway. Just like that. Perfect. Turn them over. Nothing complicated at all. And again, same deal. Little allspice. Perfect. Little bit of salt going down. And a little bit of pepper. Perfect. Now I'm going to take my olive oil. I'm going to put it down. My pan's already nice and hot here. And get ready for the sizzle, baby. Just going to lay them all down just like that. Beautiful. Just let them do their thing now while we continue on. For this, I'm going to be using 4 cloves of garlic and 1 onion. Very simple base for a recipe. And for this, you don't need any fancy knife skills. Very simply, I'm just going to slice my onion up. I want to keep this rustic. And this meal is weekend, weeknight, whatever, not a big deal at all. You just put it together in like no time. Put our onion there off to the side. And again, give them a little fine chop, or as fine as you can get it. You don't need any mad ninja knife skills, just enough to kind of get them smaller. And that's all you need. Perfect. That goes in there too. So this is ready to go. Let me grab a tongs and see where we're at here with my pork chops. Oh, they're already starting to smell fantastic. Time to move on to the next step, which is starting to actually build our recipe and our sauce. So I'm just going to take my pork chops now, throw them on a plate, and just set them aside for now. Just like that. Perfect. Now, next thing, all this goodness here, I'm going to do a little more olive oil. Can't have too much olive oil. I'm going to take my onions and throw them in there. Nice and easy. Perfect. My pan seems to be like rocking around. That's perfect there. Gonna take my garlic, onions, garlic. There's gonna be a nice tomato sauce in this. Gonna be absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely wonderful. So, get these nice and sauteing down. Very nice. Now, seasoning these up again. Little salt, little pepper will go into this. I want to add a little heat to this. So I'm going to throw in some red chili flakes. This part is optional. You can throw them in or not. I like a little heat or a little kick to my recipes. Now, moving along. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take about a teaspoon of cumin is going to go into my recipe. This will add a background earthiness as well. All right, moving along now. I'm going to take some beans. I got a can of mixed beans here. Very simply, I'm just going to drain the liquid and pour them right in. So these are going to kind of brown off and absorb some of the flavors of the onions and the cumino. The next thing, I want to add a little bit of brininess. Into this, I'm going to throw in about a cup of unpitted Kalamata olives. These are my own, by the way. These are like from this year's harvest. My beans are starting to really cook up. Next thing to go in is about a teaspoon of dried rosemary is going to go in there. And another teaspoon of my dried Greek oregano is going to go in here. And again, the flavors are just going to wake up now. Oh, gorgeous. That's perfect right there. The second that those dried herbs hit the heat, instant gratification. Next, a 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes with their juice is going to go in here. Now, I'm going to take my pork chops, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to nestle them, and I'm actually going to bury them under the beans and my sauce here, because what I want is for these flavors to help almost braise my chops. I don't want them to dry out. If I leave them on the top, even for like 30 minutes, the chops will dry out. But when they braise in all this beautiful flavor, it is going to be absolutely amazing. So now, this is ready to go. Oh, the love juice. This is going to go in here as well, just like that. My oven is already preheated to 425. I'm just going to take a little more of my extra virgin olive oil, put that in there, and I'm going to pop this in there uncovered for about 25 to 35 minutes. And once you'll see that this is done, when it becomes just like a beautiful brown color on the top and everything's cooked down, you'll be ready to go. All right, this is out of the oven about 5 minutes, literally out of the oven. It looks absolutely glorious, absolutely super delicious. It took exactly 35 minutes. It's Greek food. It's always overdone. Now, the flavors have all combined. Everything has released its juices and kind of incorporated. I can't wait. Now, one final step to this, and that's a little bit of feta on top. Now, I personally prefer for this recipe here that the feta doesn't get cooked. It gets added as a condiment after the fact. And I want to take like a little piece, maybe 50, 60 grams, and I'm just going to crumble it just wherever it goes, just a little bit here and there, just like that as an accent. Nothing to this. Perfect. And I'm also going to take a little bit of parsley. And again, this here just loves a little parsley for garnish. I know, Greeks don't usually garnish like anything. But in this case, I'm just going to take some big pieces here and just throw it over just like that. Nothing complicated. And that, my friends, is my pork and bean bake, or pork and baked beans recipe, El Greco. And it is super easy, crazy good, and done in well under an hour. In fact, a little over half an hour or so, 45 minutes, you've got a gorgeous meal. Now, you could eat this just like this on its own. You can serve this, like I said, with a little bread. Greeks do the double starch thing. It's the way we eat. You can serve this with a little bit of rice. It works in so many ways. So that's it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoy this. Please hit that like button if you did, and consider subscribing. For this recipe and many others, check me out online as well at kensgreektable.com. And until next time, please take care, stay safe, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.